How's it, guys? Welcome to another edition of the NFT show.
What's up? Back for another week. Hope everyone had a
Yeah,
good weekend. How was yours, Philip?
yeah, good, good,
Good.
good, good. Was able to get a bit of sleep. I'm not as grumpy as I was on Friday. I still
Excellent.
maintain that hype bears can go fuck themselves, but
Hey, that's all right.
definitely, definitely not as grumpy as I was. Yeah, got some much needed sleep, some family time, ready for another week. But it seems to me like OpenSea and all of that's not ready for us.
Oh,
So we did say on Friday that this weekend would be very telling, whether this dip was just a during the week dip and then it was going to come back up on the weekend like it usually does. But we did not see that this weekend. We have seen a reduced volume in OpenSea. We've definitely seen all the blue chips down off their highs, maybe 10 to 15%, every single one of them without fail. So definitely could be the beginning of a bear, could be just a bit of a lull until there's more big news. I mean, it's obviously directly tied to the price of Ethereum, currently sitting at $3,182 and 111 cents. You can explain that to me. I'm just
that's
reading
yeah.
it.
That's a sign. It's a sign. Triple ones. It's a good thing. Maybe it means
What
it's
does
gonna
it
keep.
mean?
Maybe it just means it's gonna keep going up. Oh, look, it's going up.
There,
See,
there
it's
we
going up.
go. Amazing. What's it like snake eyes when you play a game?
Yeah, triple numbers. I don't know. Triple ones. I think is means something good.
All right. Well, I don't know how good it is for my NFTs. It's definitely good for my ETH. I was saying on Twitter, I think it was about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, trying to find it.
You tweet
Um,
too
I,
much.
s- I do tweet too much. No such thing. No such thing as tweeting too much. But if there was, then I do. I did say, and you guys can go back and look, I did say buy ETH when it was about 2.4. I mean, it was just feeling like it had to bottom out, and it seems like it has. Cautiously optimistic. I know you've been stacking some ETH on this downward trend,
I have,
Lauren.
yeah. Yeah, I've been trying
So
to get a few bags of a couple different things, but ETH is one of them for sure.
good. So you're sitting quite pretty at the moment. Yeah, so interesting. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, definitely something to watch out for. If you are in a stage where there are some positions in your portfolio that you're thinking maybe I should get out of, now is probably a good time. So if there's stuff that you are not so happy with, not so convinced with, I think now is probably the time. Typically, we do see that, correlated to this ETH price. If it continues, we will expect there to be a lower market for NFTs or lower volume on the NFT market. So definitely a good idea to get out of some of your projects that you've been on the fence with. I don't think I would get out of anything that you really amped for and that you have faith in the team, and but definitely start to think about consolidating. And I would watch these OpenSea numbers quite carefully the next few days. If it continues like this or goes lower, it is more of a signal that this could be more of a long term thing than just a short term lull in the market. So we'll keep an eye on it. But tonight we got some hype projects to bring you. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off. I'm dealing with souls here. So I think this project seems to have a good amount of hype. If we just jump to their Twitter quickly, 98,000 followers is a huge amount. I did do my notorious Twitter audit, and 98% are real. I think with this amount of followers, it's normal to have 1,000 bots. I did me the other day on the show, and I had 3 bots, and I haven't invited any bots. So 800 out of 100,000 is definitely perfect. So that seems to be very real followers. So definitely a hyped project. If we look at they're launching on the 20th for pre-sale, 20th of February, 22nd of February for public. The mint price is still to be announced. Don't know yet. The collection size is 7,777. Um, if you look at the art, it's very Azuki, almost copycat in a way. So, I would call it a derivative. with that said, we do know Asian art is pumping at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important when you're getting into a project to know what you're getting into. And this is a derivative project. So what that signals to me is that I would watch it very carefully before minting, the numbers that are minted, the volume on OpenSea before I mint. And I would also be very cautious of the mint price, depending on what that price is. I would either get in or not, but could potentially be a good flip. Long term, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Look, there's teams that don't have much experience that end up learning on the job and delivering huge value. But there is no notable NFT or gaming or IT experience with this team. So if we just jump onto the team side of it, we've got the co-founder here, Hopium. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The other co-founder, Dylan, and then another co-founder, Sashi. So they are doxed. I did quite a bit of digging. I didn't have to dig, and I found quite a lot, but I did quite a lot of digging even on LinkedIn. I was able to find where they're from, their full names, except for one of the three. But I was able to find them quite easily. If you look here on their Souls thing, it links to their Twitter. If you then jump through, here you see joined in 2018. Always good. Got 42,000 followers, which is quite incredible. This is the artist. This isn't their art, so he's definitely working on other projects. I know what project this is, also an upcoming project. So notable artist, I would say. I mean, that's a great following for an individual. And then this is one of the, this is the artist over here. Then this must be the founder, one of the founders here. Sorry about that. This must be one of the founders. So this is the artist, not a huge following, joined recently. So, that doesn't mean anything. It just basically means that he didn't have a Twitter account before getting into NFTs. So be it. I mean, he has been able to amass 1,000 followers since January. So, yeah, I mean, the team side of it, their background has got absolutely, I'll just go in here, the LinkedIn stuff that I was able to find. So Dylan was at a sports and fitness college for 2 years and was at business university for 2 years, lives in Malaysia. There's not much else there. Something that didn't sit so great with me, he said he's got an Axie Infinity Scholar. That's how he called it, Axie Infinity Scholar, but there's actually a scholarship that you literally just join, and that makes you an Axie Infinity Scholar. So that didn't, I'd rather he left that out, to be quite honest. Just, I don't know, makes it seem like he's trying for something that wasn't there. I don't know. Wasn't so happy about it. I went on his Facebook. He's got 2,000 followers. Again, he's doxed fully. Says he works in 4 places. One of them is Souls. Instagram has about 400 followers. So, yeah, I mean, nothing to write home about on the team side of things. But again, that's just something to take into consideration. I wouldn't put everything into that. The roadmap also was for me, pretty generic. So phase 1 launched Twitter. Okay, great. Phase 2, Discord. Sorry, phase 1, launched Discord and website. Okay, you sort of have to do that. I don't even know that needs to be there. I mean, if I was consulting on this project, I would get rid of that altogether. Also, they've done all of that, so why not move the dot? Still flashing over there. Phase 2 is the mint secondary market, a verified holder channel in Discord, which is really takes half a second. Rarity tools listing, great. That is nice. Costs an ETH, I think, to do. And Soul merchandise. You know what I feel about merchandise in general. It's like, let's donate to the pandas and give a cap. Phase 3, holders will be able to claim 1 dish from the Ramam shop to change the NFT. Now, quite honestly, I've seen this in a few projects. I don't particularly like it. I don't want my rarity being changed as other guys add things onto theirs. I don't like it. I don't want my peers or the other people who own the collections metadata changing. I don't want to change mine. Sell it if you don't like it and buy one you like. That's what makes the demand and supply. So I've seen it. I'm not pointing fingers at them, but I actually don't like that either. Souls Vault created for the community. Ramam shop built in the metaverse, public sale of Souls 2. So here, public sale, it doesn't say every soul holder will get a Souls 2. So again, just a question mark. If you own one, will you have to actually pay to mint it? Who knows? Phase 4 gets exciting if they able to do this and do this. Metaverse 3D players, playable characters are claimable for holders, extra metaverse land and buildings created for holders, and a metaverse party. So that's cool. I like that part of it. And phase 5, P2E anime game in production. Again, I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's just usually you'll have someone on the team that has got that experience if it is in production, unless they're saying it will be put into production. Again, a bit misleading and a bit uncertain. In real life events, and more in development for holders. So look, I mean, nothing jumping out about that. It's almost like the art is a derivative, the roadmap's a bit of a derivative, the team's a derivative. There's nothing special. There's no notable background on the team. There's nothing notable on the artwork. It really is very similar to, I mean, even Divine Anarchy. It's very similar to. Very similar. Even the colors of the backgrounds and things like that. Yeah. So yeah,
It's kind of your typical anime art style, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, it is cool. Like I appreciate the detail of like that middle one there with the bullets and flying by and the embers and whatever that design. I appreciate the
I
little
like that also.
details and
Yeah.
stuff. I do like that. They're adding a little bit more of an element to it. But I agree. And that wolf, that spirit wolf thing, that looks really cool. But again, like it's just sort of jumping on that anime meta bandwagon and hoping to sell out from that, because like you said, there isn't really any meat on the bones of that roadmap. So
So what they do have going for them is that big Twitter following. Okay,
mhm.
legitimate, which we've established is legitimate. Let's just check the engagement. I mean, this must have been a pinned tweet at a stage because it's had 15,000 retweets, which is incredible, 13,000 likes and 10,000 comments. Yeah, you can see this one, 100 retweets. So there's engagement. I mean, 10,000 retweets, there's good engagement. And if you go onto their Twitter, onto their Discord, now again, like these days, I don't believe it. I'm not pointing fingers at souls. I just, in general, I've seen so many inflating this number. It's so difficult there's no tool that we can tell if this is real or not. But when I did spend some time in the general and I didn't talk, I just watched, there is good engagement. So I think what it's got going for it is hype. And that's why I said in the beginning, for me, I'd be looking at it carefully, depending on mint price and floor price on OpenSea. It might be a really good flip. I don't think there's anything more than that there for me, where I could be buying into a Brian's, for example, that's already got a game in development with 10 million downloads, or I could be buying into something else that's got, the head of a gaming company as their CEO. Where there's so much options, this for me wouldn't be something that I would want to hold long term. And the truth of the matter is, when I feel that way in the beginning, the times I have tried to hold it long term, I end up selling at the wrong time because I get spooked really easily because I don't believe in the project long term. So this would not be one for me to hold long term, but definitely worth keeping an eye on for a flip. And
Yep,
that would be my feeling on it.
definitely has a lot of hype. So
Yeah.
can be a good thing for flippers, and a good thing for just building a solid project. Do your own research, guys. That's the best advice. All right, moving on to Heroes of Mavia. This is a really interesting project. Lot going on with it actually, and it's another play to earn NFT game. So let's just jump into their website. Um, Basically, if you've played the mobile game Clash of Clans, it's that similar idea. So it's a base building and base protecting game where you construct your base, and with your heroes and your uh, the other resources you build up, you protect it from enemy team. So tried and proven game style. right? It's a very popular game, Clash of Clans, and this is going to be the first style like that on the blockchain. So the first AAA blockchain base builder game. That's pretty bullish to begin with. It says it right there in the title. It lets you know. And what they're doing is actually having 3 separate NFT drops. The first one is going to be the land. So you're going to need the land to play the game. So once you purchase the land, then you're able to start playing and building your base and protecting your base. So we just jump over here. That's how they're actually doing their first launch. Their first launch is going to be a land launch. So there's going to be 2,000 lands available, and different price for different rarities or so this is a common, rare, legendary, and 70%, 20%, 30% of the supply. So interesting way of minting out the game to flush out landholders, and then after that they're going to introduce their heroes. So your heroes are your characters that you play with, and those are secondary NFT. And then the third part of this is statues. So the statue is the third NFT. And by upgrading your land, your hero, and your statue, you're building out a larger base and becoming better at the game, earning more of their token, which is the Ruby token. And that's going to be used within their ecosystem. So, like I said, there's a lot going on here, but I do really think it's a unique way of building a player base and introducing a play to earn NFT. So they have their cutting edge NFT marketplace where you can actually buy the land once it's minted out. You can buy and sell land, and you can also become a base partner or rent the bases. So that's for people that say, you're like yourself, Philip, you don't have time to play the game. You could buy the land, mint the land, and then you can rent it out to people that want to play the game and build a base. So they would build their base on your land, and they would either rent it by paying you an upfront fee, or they would do a partnership program where you split the rubies that are earned from using that land. So
Similar to NFT worlds in a way.
Similar. So but it's for people that want to play the game that couldn't buy the land, and people that could afford the land and don't want to play the game. So it's a way of allowing everyone to get involved, which I like. So in terms of the team, guys, they have major backing, backed by world-class partners. Animoca Brands is here. We've spoken about them. When you see a blockchain gaming project that has Animoca Brands backing, it's usually a good sign. Quite a bit of different venture capital money, Binance Labs, so big time partners. And then it's being created by Scryce Studios, so a fairly large gaming studio, fully docs team, and they even have some endorsement from famous professional gamers. So definitely a team and a project that has their head on straight and knows exactly what they're doing. They're taking this seriously, and it's not a fly-by-night project and we're going to launch an NFT and then have a game later in the roadmap. This is a game that it's here, and their plan is to deliver on it. And you buying the NFT is just how you get involved in the game. So when we take a look at their roadmap or their time-based launch, Q1 is going to be a token launch. So they're launching 2 tokens, actually. Their Ruby token and their Mavia token. So the Mavia token is a governance token for the ecosystem, and the Ruby token is a utility token used within the game. And you're actually going to be they're going to be on exchanges as well. So potentially a good good play as well to collect some of their, if this is going to be a long-term game, that might be one to look at getting early. And they are doing a drop for their community and different ways to get that token. Quarter two is the land and NFT sale. So I'll get into how to get involved in that a little bit. Alpha testing is quarter two, public beta launch is Q3, and then the global launch is the end of this year. So hopefully by the end of 2022, they're launching the game, and you're able to actually earn your Ruby, earn your Mavia, and then build out and play the game if you want to, or rent your land. So getting into the actual minting of the land and NFT sale, this is how you would get involved is by application. So they have an application for whitelist. So they began January 6th, and there's a lot of different content out on how to do it, how to get whitelisted, and the whole process of it, of filling out the application. I would recommend just going to their website. Right here at the very top, you'll see this bar, apply for the land NFT sale, and then you can fill out the form. And hopefully you get a chance to mint one of these things. But like I said, I think it's a really interesting way to build out your game. You've got the land being sold as an NFT, you've got your heroes being sold as an NFT, and you've got your statues being sold as an NFT. They're all involved in the game ecosystem, and you need them to play. And then if you're not able to hold them, you're actually able to borrow or rent or share with other people, which for me is a big thing, because you don't want these things to be an exclusive experience only for holders, right? That's fine for, say, like Bored Ape Yacht Club or something, but when you're building a AAA game, you want as many people to be involved in that as possible. So just quickly looking at their Twitter, they do have a really great following, almost 100,000 followers. Their tweets get great engagement. This one here has 15, almost 16,000 likes, 12,000 retweets. So they have a huge social presence and reach. This one has 2,500 retweets, 5.3K likes, and then their Discord is actually just jam packed. It's got 85,000 people in it. And this is a great resource, actually. This is where I went to kind of figure out what exactly is going on with the launching of the land, launching of the different NFTs. They break everything down here in their frequently asked questions. They answer NFT questions, questions on the token, questions on the Ruby, questions specific to the game, and then questions specific to the studio as well. So they are on top of everything. And like I said, fully docs team, nothing to worry about there. I think the only thing is if you're actually going to be able to grab one of these lands, it might be tough with only 2,000 of them available. So maybe try filling out the whitelist form on their website, and good luck with it. But I do think this is going to be one to watch. And like I said, they have those hero drops and the statue drops. So staying involved in the community, land isn't the only way to get involved with it. So
cool. Yeah, it sounds great. I like it. Lots of moving parts and different ways to utilize it. Like you said, for me, I could get one and rent it out. I like that. Yeah, very good. It seems very, very cool. I have heard about it quite a lot. So yeah, I agree. The hype is there, and I like it. I think it's going to be a good one. My next one is an art project by a guy you might have heard of, Johnny Depp. I don't know if you've heard, he's related to Mrs. Depp. But yeah, so we got this famous actor, amazing actor that is known the world over, that comes out and tells us that he's an artist in the background, and I'm going to actually play you a video. Let him tell you. He seems shy about the fact that he's an artist, and very down to earth. I mean, there's quite a lot of videos from him to the community in their Discord. They're actually having an AMA in a couple of days with him. So there's definitely, something in value having some sort of access to Johnny Depp. His level of involvement going forward in it, only time will tell. But if he's really going to be involved and make this his passion project, then it's something that is definitely worth keeping on your radar. The art itself is really quite amazing. And as far as an art NFT goes, if you want it just for that, and the fact that it's made by Johnny Depp, there is value in that. I mean, they are doing if you want guaranteed whitelist, you can get a pass, a mint pass. There's already 2,200 owners, and the floor price is 1 ETH. So, there's definitely some, huge demand here. There isn't yet a mint date. There isn't yet a mint price. We know the collection size is going to be 111, so 11111, of which 10,000 are going to be mintable, and 1,111 are going to be kept for him and his team, for him to distribute as he sees fit. I want to play you this video because I think it's going to, in his words, put it a lot better than mine.
In my life, I've always had art. Long before acting, long before the music, it became an obsession, and it became necessary for me. I was always painting, but just you paint it and you put it off to the side. For many years, I limited myself away from any sort of painting or showing any paintings because the idea of making it or succeeding, having success in one field, and then using that to instigate some other thing altogether, I was afraid of that. I had far too much respect for art to try to put myself into that world just because people knew of me as an actor. I didn't like that. It didn't sit well with me. But what I did was I limited myself, and that's something that no one should ever do. No one should ever do.
So yeah, I mean, he does go on, and if you're interested in this project, I would highly recommend going through to his website. Something that remains to be seen is how many original arts there are. So if you look at these two ladies here, they're a different NFT, but based off the same. And these two guys here look very, very similar. So I don't know what the original collection size is. So how many unique artworks are there? And then how many, derivatives of that artwork? So, that it's not like all 10,000 or 10,000 paintings that he's done. So it is something that you see this one here and this one in the corner here. And these two girls look very, very similar. So how we got that with what was that one? Mechaverse, where when they revealed and you saw them on a page, they all looked quite similar to each other. I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen. So yeah, I mean, a really notable celebrity behind it. It does seem like this is his passion. The roadmap is unclear as far as exact deliverables. So, they say that there will be some metaverse play. There's going to be a donation to two notable causes to do with children's health, which are very close to his heart. So I just want to find what they said about the roadmap here. So he's already planning on how he'll be creating value with those who believe in him most from derivatives. So maybe a second collection, metaverse partnerships, in real life shows, and harnessing the power of the social tokens to drive the art. He also does say that this community will be his priority in following collections should it get there. You've got 65,000 people on Discord. On Twitter, you've got, don't know where it went. Let's just type it in. We need to oil that chair.
Oh, is it squeaking?
I'll send you some WD-40. I don't know if you have the same thing there, what you guys call it.
Oh, we've got it. Yeah.
So 50,000 on Twitter. Here's some more of the art being shown. So he's adding traits. So it's it does seem. There's a lot of videos, guys. If you're interested, I would really have a look at it. It does seem to me like this is his passion and this is something that he's very behind. Going to be interesting. My experience with art projects generally is that they don't go parabolic long term. And they tend to be an art piece, and you hold the art, you enjoy the art. Obviously, we've got Fidenzas, some notable art blocks that do go parabolic. But for the most part, these type of projects typically get a price that they settle at, whatever that may be. And there might be a lot of hype up front, it might drop after reveal. You'll find a level and it tends to stay there. So unless you're a really big fan or love the art, do I think that this is a long-term hold that's going to appreciate in value long-term? I don't think so much. I was listening to a thing by Gary Vee last night and just happened to be on it. And he said that at the moment, NFTs are collectability first and utility after. Whereas in the future, he's imagining that it's going to be utility first and collectability after within NFTs. So like your NFT is going to be your ticket to your baseball game. So it's going to have the utility of getting you into the game. You would have bought that ticket anyway. And the fact that after the game that is a store of proof that you were at the game and becomes collectible is secondary. Whereas now it's completely the opposite way around. With that mantra in mind, collections that don't have huge utility might not succeed long term. He's saying he will give utility. So I'm not saying regarding this project specifically, but yeah, another interesting one, definitely got a lot of press. I mean, on the Discord, the press page is probably the longest page. And we always do say that news and press drives the NFT market. So if that's the case, I mean, any entertainment magazine or anything like that has featured this. I would compare it very much actually to the crypto bats. Obviously, Ozzy Osbourne's crypto bats had more utility up front, but very similar to that. You saw the hype and you saw it go, and then you saw it come, and now it's sitting at about the 1 ETH floor, and it remains to be seen what it's going to do further. But it seems similar to that from the press side. So you're definitely going to have hype in this project because there is a lot of press. It is a notable guy. My only concern is what I said: the artwork, how unique is each piece to each other, and how happy is the community going to be when I've got one and you've got one that look almost identical. And that remains to be seen. So we'll see where that goes.
There is something to be said about holding one of Johnny Depp's original NFTs, though, right? When you talk about collectability. So it will be interesting to see where it goes and what happens with it.
Look, part of the thing is that there will be some prints given out to some lucky people will get physical prints of them. I think those will have value. The thing, any collection of NFTs, 10,000, it's not as rare as the 10 original paintings, let's just say, for example, that he's done. Right? I'd much rather, obviously, have one of those 10 than 10,000. It dilutes it a bit. But I mean, there is history to it. There is, he's one of the first true artists to actually drop his own collection that happens to be a massive celebrity, right? So there's notability to it, and that's why it's on our show, because there is hype on our hype show today. I'm interested. I don't know what it's going to be, but just wanted to give my thought process on it in general. But I'm going to be watching it. We don't know what the mint price is yet either. We don't know the launch date. It depends on the mint price, and from my personal perspective, but going to be interesting
for sure. All right, last one for today is Dour Darcels. So this project is actually being created by an artist that's been around for a while, and you might recognize the character. So this is their website, and Dour Darcels is actually um, an artist that has worked with on a lot of different initiatives. They were featured in Vogue, I believe, is on here. Yeah, Vogue, Elle, Adidas, even New York Times. Somewhere it says Adidas. I believe that's on their website. Darcel Disappoints has been documenting the highs and lows of life online since 2008. So they've been involved in online art medium in some way since 2008, which is a long time. So he has been published worldwide, including New York Times, Vogue, and his book 1 Year in New York. Darcel has covered Louis Vuitton store openings, Paris Fashion Week, collaborated with Coca-Cola, Adidas, even IKEA. So this is a very recognizable little character, right? So the artist has done a great job of. Oh, there goes your power,
Oh,
Philip.
Ed, did you
Yeah,
forget to pay the electricity bills?
I think that's your problem.
I sent it over to you. I said I'm busy. I mean, would you please sort it out? The
Whoops.
joys of being in South Africa. It's called load shedding, ladies and gentlemen. It's when the power grid cannot keep up with demand and they switch off areas at a time for an hour or two. Lucky I've got an inverter system, so I only lost 1 or 2 lights. I'm still here.
We're
But
still in
yes, welcome to
action.
South Africa. Load shedding is happening right now.
So yeah, like I was saying, artist has been in the space, involved in building his own brand and his own community for some time now. So actually, here's the history of Darcel. So you can see Adidas, involved with Adidas and Louis Vuitton and all sorts. I don't know why I can't continue scrolling over, but anyways.
It
Very
reminds
cool.
me a bit of Janky Hayes, Janky verse with the proper in life companies that he's done stuff with. It's the same as Janky.
Exactly. Like that's
and that's held them in good stead because now they're coming out with partnerships with Gucci, partnerships with this one, partnerships with that one. So
Yeah.
I like that.
So that's
Business
definitely
with.
here's the scroller. There we go. So definitely bullish to be see him being involved with all these art studios, exhibits, fashion weeks, Vogue, like big name brands, right? So it's really exciting to see that this is already in place, and that's kind of where they're going with their roadmap. When you take a look for this is their roadmap, the future. So they have plans to be a long-term project, and Darcel Disappoints is the founder, and he plans to create this into his whole universe that he's developed over the last 14 years or so, since 2008. So build a brand that endures over time. No wild promises, just doing. The future is a focus on the DAO Darcel community. Token holders will be the first to know and will always be given first access. So my understanding is he's probably going to continue to build out his universe of Darcels, and you as a holder will benefit from that, whether that's a drop or whitelist privileges or whatever it is. I don't want to assume because I don't know, but if you're looking for like a brand to get involved in that has a lot of potential, this might be the one. Like Philip mentioned, Janky Heist, they're partnered with Gucci. Gucci has now launched their collab with them, and it's doing really, really well. So I don't know, imagine they're able to partner with a fashion brand of some kind or whatever. right? That the possibilities are really endless if the
Imagine if they did something with Vogue. I mean,
yeah,
and also
exactly,
the fact
yeah.
that they've been involved in the space,
Louis
the
Vuitton even.
online Louis Vuitton would be incredible.
Yeah.
It does remind me of Janky, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up, doing something like that. And the fact that they've been online, this is my type of project. It really is. I mean, usually if a roadmap says, "Look, well, we're not going to promise anything," it's a big red flag. But when it's an established brand like this,
Well, even
these are the ones I fall for.
3D,
Not
they
fall
have
for.
in this exhibition, they've got a 3D life-size one, right? They could do 3D statues for holders. They could partner with Louis Vuitton, the New York Times they've featured in. So the
But what we have
connections are
seen
huge.
what we have seen in projects like this that is important is it typically takes time for those things to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with corporates, that he has to decide, then pass it on to the next one. And we did see that with Janky. Janky sat flat for a very long time before news started popping out. So to my mind, this seems like a long-term hold. Obviously there's always potential for flips depending on how hyped the project is, but I'm saying this would be one that I would be interested, depending on the mint price, on holding long-term or possibly getting into in a couple of months, and watching it quite closely. But definitely like the artwork. I like the fact that they're involved in business. I like the fact that they've got an internet background since 2008. I really like everything to do with this one. I really do like it.
So here's the thing: they are flying fairly low under the radar right now. They
It
only
reminds me
have
of that Monsters Incorporated guy.
yeah, Mike Wazowski.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. It
with
definitely
the
does.
one eye.
Actually, the thing it reminds me the most of, and if you're a Pokemon nerd out there, you're gonna recognize this. But I think it was called the Missing Gnome. That was the Pokemon. This looks exactly like it. Uh, that's for all my Pokemon nerds out there. But if you go to their Twitter, they are fairly flying under the radar here. They only have 8.2 thousand followers on Twitter. Jumping into their Discord, they only have 5,000 people in their Discord. So this could be the time to jump in and take advantage of the low numbers and get involved and get whitelist, right? So I'm just on their project info. We've got no mint date. Q1 is what they're saying. No mint price. 10,000 total collection. And then how do you get on their list? Just by being involved through their competitions in their community on Twitter and in Discord, and then staying involved by watching announcements and giveaways. So I think this is one that will do fairly well because of their partnerships they have and the connections that they have. It's just potential early days for them. They haven't got that fire lit under them in terms of the hype explosion. But if you can get in early now, you might benefit from being an OG in their community.
I'm quite surprised. I'm surprised at those numbers. This came across our radar about 3 weeks ago. On the one side, at least we know the numbers are real in Discord. I really would be surprised. That's a good one. I don't think these 250,000 have more than 20,000 in there anyway. But I am quite surprised. But I agree with you. I think it's an opportunity to get involved there. I also know with these big companies, if they don't feel ready to launch, they can get a professional NFT marketing company involved and get their project hyped overnight. I mean, legitimate hype. They could just get it advertised properly. They'll have the budget for it. I think they typically are worried about it damaging their brand. So I think they wouldn't launch until they're ready. And I think they will deliver. I don't know why I'm so bullish on it. I've got no ulterior motives, but I am. I love it. I really do. It's my type of project.
But I can just see the potential with it because of the past relationships that have been developed for the creator, and this is just the perfect opportunity to leverage those relationships, I think, and probably develop new ones too. Right?
I'm very guilty of it also. Very, actually, probably more than most. But I think this mentality of buying today, expecting it to Lambo tomorrow, is not healthy. I think the correct investment approach in NFTs in general should be ones that you believe in the long term, regardless of what it does short term. I know that's my stock mantra, right? With the stock exchange, right? If I believe in a company long term, I want shares in them. If tomorrow they go down 30%, I don't rush to sell them. And if tomorrow they go up 30%, I don't rush to sell them. So I don't know where this, and I'm so guilty of it. I really am. I don't know where this sort of like, unless it's 2x's or 3x's out the bat, I'm out of there. And in general, if you want this as a long-term investment, these are the type of projects that I think you should be getting into. If you're just looking for a flip with the hype that this one doesn't have, I would definitely say there's much better flips out there. But long term, it's got huge potential. I'll be interested to see when they launch and how many they get their numbers up to and what ends up happening. But I'm gonna get one on the cheap at some stage, whether it be at mint or secondary. I like it. I believe in it long term. I'm happy to put it away, and see where it goes. I do like it.
Definitely.
So, guys, that's today. Another show done. Hyped Mondays. It's actually becoming a thing. So I think Morland and I have got a bit of a schedule now. So let's take you through the schedule. Mondays are Hyped Mondays, right? Tuesdays are going to be one-on-one time with Philip, right? So you and I are going to do stuff together. I don't know what. Tomorrow I know what we're doing. One of the things we're going to be going through, the Clone X pod. They dropped an addition to the pod, which I've been itching to add onto my pod, and I haven't because I'm waiting for you guys. So we're going to figure it out together tomorrow night. We're also going to go over some news. There's some NFT news I'm going to take you through. So that's tomorrow. Then Wednesday is going to be alone time with Morland. Morland is a big gaming enthusiast, a big gamer. So I have no doubt. I leave it to him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. But I have no doubt that Wednesdays are going to have something to do with gaming NFTs or gaming or something to that effect, right?
Definitely. This Wednesday is actually going to be NFT games that are already playable. So you don't need to wait for a mint or even mint an expensive character. You could, if you've got some of them are free, some of them cost a little bit to get started, but nowhere near what it would cost to buy, say, a Goonies or a 1 ETH My Pet Hooligan. So bringing you guys some affordable gaming NFTs and play to earn NFTs on Wednesday.
On ETH.
Actually, one's on Immutable X. Actually, I think they're all maybe on Immutable X. So a little bit different. Cool. Yeah.
Awesome. And then Thursdays are going to be a whole lot of stuff. We'll either do a post-drop analysis, we'll either look into projects. And then Fridays are our Freestyle Fridays. So we've really got the week mapped out. You can know what you're getting. Hype Mondays, alone time with Philip on Tuesdays, alone time with ETH on Wednesdays with Morland. Thursdays will be post-drop analyses or looking at existing projects. And then Fridays are our Freestyle Fridays. So guys, if you enjoy the show, please hit the like button, because during the show, a live show, the like button really helps us. Like during the show, like right now, we'll all wait. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. And we don't want a Lambo, just a plain. Exactly. All right, fine. So a Volkswagen. I don't know if you have that VW you want overnight instead of a Lambo. Please subscribe as well. If you want to be notified when we go live, hit the bell notifications. If you haven't yet, come into our Discord if you want to. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll have power again. If not, you'll have me in the dark. So it'll be an intimate night alone with Philip.
We'll light some candles and set the mood.
Run a bubble bath. I don't know. You might come on Wednesday and there's no one. I don't want to, post-traumatic stress. Stress. They won't tune in again. Yeah, hopefully there'll be lights tomorrow night, but even not, I can keep going. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Peace, guys.
Ciao.